This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
Y'all, this
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam in for Jeff. Okay, this is a story that we must talk about. Courtney Love is showing no love for fellow artist Taylor Swift, and the Swifties aren't having it. In an interview with the Evening Standard, Courtney said, quote, Taylor is not important and is not interesting as an artist. She called her a quote unquote safe space for girls and said that she is the Madonna of today. She also went for Beyonce and said that while she likes the idea of Beyonce doing a country album, she does not like her music. People went for Courtney online. One called her a jealous mean girl. Another said it's disappointing to see artists tearing each other down. Is she entitled to her own opinion? What would you say to that?
I would say her opinion is necessary. I would say it's absolutely necessary. The reason True Social doesn't work, Erica, is because it's all like-minded people on that platform. The reason that Trump was able to build his brand is because there were haters and there were sycophants and there were lovers all in the same place, and they generated the storm that made him the most influential person whenever he posted. You have to have haters that push you. That moment at the CMAs drove Beyonce.
You're right.
That moment
You're right.
at the MTV Music Awards with Kanye drove Taylor. When it's everything can't be nice. And I hope Taylor Swift fans understand that she needs this to galvanize herself. And this is what keeps those albums at the level that they are every time they come out. So every time there's a Courtney Love, first of all, she's commenting on art and she's allowed to have an opinion. You cannot like that painting. It's okay.
She's also vastly different than Taylor Swift and Beyonce. I mean, you could say that Courtney Love is the antithesis to pop music. And I would also say, too, if you look at her background, her upbringing, I mean, she had a very tumultuous upbringing. She was raised in foster care. She was an exotic dancer. And she is known when she performs to put her whole heart out there. Not saying Beyonce and Taylor Swift don't. They're both incredible performers. And I'm a fan of all three of these women. Would I love for her not to tear anybody down? Yeah, because that's just me. But this is classic Courtney Love. I mean, classic. Her dad was a road manager for the Grateful Dead. I mean, she is her own brand, and she's punk rock, and she's probably only going to listen to punk rock music.
Can I ask a question to the group really quickly? When is it an opinion, and when is it tearing you down? Like, what's the difference there?
I mean, honestly, to me, it comes down to intention, and you really can't know what people's intentions are, like what's really residing in their hearts. But it's also a little bit of, and maybe not in this case, but a lot of times when we hear these like naysayers against a Beyonce or a Taylor, it's kind of gotcha journalism. Like there's a need to have this piece because so few people are willing to speak out in that way. I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And honestly, to Al's point, I used to say, until I realized that there's a more positive way to say it, but I would say, oh, I've been succeeding on spite alone since 1981.
Yeah.
Because honestly, because that's how it felt.
Yeah.
That's how it felt. I mean, a lot of times when you talk about the Taylor, or just the idea of Taylor having her moment taken by Kanye and Beyonce intervening and what that did to her, when you look at her when she approached that microphone, and when you look at her the next time you saw her, you saw someone who had stepped into their own. And there's something about, like, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. There's something about somebody coming for you that awakens that, to Al's point. So I understand what you're saying. I don't know if it's necessarily always intended to tear people down. In this case, it could be, but honestly, I think it galvanizes your fan base, and it probably galvanizes some sense of purpose and who you are.
Good commentary, Erica Cobb. Okay, Ted Lasso star Hannah Waddingham called out a photographer at an event in London after he asked her to, quote, show me leg. Show me leg. Watch.
Oh my God, you can never say that to a man, my God. Don't be a otherwise I'll move on. Don't say show me leg.
All right, Tori, what do you think about her reaction?
Okay, so first of all, I thought that was great. I thought it was fantastic, and she walked the walk literally. But here's the thing, and I don't want to go against any feminist here that believes this was great. She was wearing a very high slit dress, and there are pictures of her inside the event showing off the leg. and outside the event. Now,
Yeah, but that's her choice.
The difference is the agency, right? Someone saying, show me your leg, as opposed to, I want to show you my leg, coming from me. It's a beautiful moment. It's a red carpet moment that will live in history. And there's another moment I remember when someone panned all the way down. I believe it was Keira Knightley. And she went all the way down and said, excuse me, will you be doing that with all the men as well? And it's lovely to call it out.
Yes.
Because it is you win. You have the people around you, you have witnesses, you've seen it there, and she made a boundary, and that boundary was kept.
I appreciate that. I think of it a different type of way. Like, granted, I have not been on as many red carpets as she has, but I really appreciate those types of directions, whether it's a red carpet
like
or I'm just in front of a photographer.
Yeah.
Because what they're telling you to do is give them the best shot,
The
which
angle.
ultimately is the best shot for you as well. Like, especially when you're on a red carpet or a public event, and I'm not saying what she did wasn't the right thing for her to do, and I commend her for doing what she felt like she needed to do. But I'm thinking about, there is a hair team, there's a makeup team, there's a wardrobe team. So many people have spent so much time to put you together. And at that moment, you're kind of a walking billboard for your entire team. And when you look at those images, you know, to go back, I wouldn't have known like how to turn when there's 50 cameras, but to have those directions can be kind of important. They're barking at you because they only have so much time. But I'm not trying to disparage her.
Right. No, I don't think anybody's disparaging, but if this was The Rock and he had on a sleeveless tuxedo.
Give me some flex
if
or
somebody,
whatever.
yeah, if a reporter said, let's see those guns, those arms.
I
don't know
it's
if you can
different
see
than
it.
legs, though. Maybe.
But you're a famous person with a body part that is associated with you that has made you
But it
partly
also,
famous.
right, but it also happens way more to women than it does to men. So, and you look at the context historically, I mean, I can understand why she'd be fed up. I totally understand Erica's point of view, but how many times does she walk a red carpet and she feels gawked at?
That's literally the point of the red carpet.
But I think when you say
I
show
understand
me,
that,
right,
but I think
please.
to Tori's point, I think when you're being catcalled as opposed to turn here, I can understand why her reaction was the way it was.
Maybe if he had said turn so we can see the leg, but show me your leg is
No,
a little
it was
bit
show
different.
me leg.
Show me leg. It's a little different.
I think turn here is when there's one photographer. When there's 50 that are all yelling so they can get the best
Right.
shot for
Yeah,
their.
I hear you.
You got to.
I see both sides.
I do too.
I know that's not a fun point of view, but I really do.
We're Waddingham between both.
Coming up on DBL, our interview with Kim Fields. She is reflecting on the impact the late Norman Lear had on her career. And Teresa from The Golden Bachelor is speaking out about her divorce from Gary. What she's saying about the split next.
I think it's waffling.
Yes, there we go. Oh.
Welcome back to DBL. Teresa Nist is speaking out after her whirlwind marriage and divorce from Golden Bachelor Gary. Teresa and Gary got married in a lavish wedding live on TV, but 3 months later, it was over. They told GMA they were divorcing because they were both dedicated to their families. And on Instagram, Teresa asked people who were angry or didn't understand for kindness. She added, quote, "I truly thought it was going to last forever. It turns out, even at the age of 70, you do not know everything. Do you get wiser as you age or not?" What would you say?
Well, I think it depends on if you continue to kind of push yourself and do different things. I would say going on the Golden Bachelor is a different thing.
Yeah.
And so you might not have a skill set for that. If you've been a teacher or an engineer or what, you have that skill set, you know how to be a grandpa or grandmother, but you might not know how to do a show like this. You might not have realized until you went to pack up your first box of dishes that you can't leave this house and your best friend lives down the street. So maybe she just didn't know. But the kindness thing, you can miss me with that. You're on a national TV show, and quite frankly, you wasted the time of millions and millions of people.
Agreed, Al.
Erica, she wasted their time.
I agree, and I posted something, or they posted, thank you, digital team, and I got 1 million views because everyone wrote, how much time did I waste being invested in the show when clearly these two knew they wouldn't have moved for each other. So I completely agree with Al. And secondly, I have to say this about wisdom. I think wisdom does come with age. I really do. But as a baby and child, when you play, there's a lot of experimentation that you lose when you get older, or bravery and fun. So I hope people understand that just as you get wiser, don't forget there's something very special about looking at children and their play, because we lose that as we get older as well.
I don't think they owe us anything. And I was completely 100% in. I was talking about it like it was, they were my grandparents or parents. Okay? I feel like it's a show. It's a reality show. It's meant to entertain. Were we not entertained?
Not really.
I don't care. I said
Not really.
I was entertained. I got my money's worth, which was nothing. And to be quite honest, even when we were talking about, will they last, will they not, and when they had all the stories coming out about how Gary wasn't who he said he was,
restaurateur.
I was like, that's not what I'm asking for Gary. I'm asking Gary to find the woman that he thinks he's gonna marry, and we're gonna get this wedding, and then I'm never gonna think about Gary again. And guess what? I have not.
Erica.
I know, but Erica, let me chime in here, because I do think that a lot of people that watched had this idea of, oh my gosh, I'm going to get to see
There's a
love at an
chance.
age
Right.
that I typically may not have thought societally that I would be able to receive.
Thank you, right.
So I
Fair.
think it was disappointing for a lot of people to, think, okay, this is going to be my shot at love. I'm 65, I'm 72, and then they see it dissolve, and then it kind of, it's disappointing for many.
It's not apples to apples, though, and that's what my point was very much in the beginning. It's the idea that at 70 years old, you did something so brave as to go on a show in front of an international audience to try to find love. Your experience for your mother or yourself or your grandparent is not going to be going to LA and shooting a show and then getting dropped off at helicopters on yachts.
You're saying it
but
breaks
it might
the ice.
be, it might be to go to your local community center and put yourself out there in a way that you hadn't before.
Good point.
So
Yep.
here we are.
I'll still say boo Gary.
Wait,
We'll be
Sam,
right
hold
back.
on. We didn't hear Tori's stages of childhood development.
We'll be right back.
Boo Al.
Welcome back. She's been a guest in our home for decades, playing many of our favorite TV characters, and now Kim Fields is inviting us all to join us on her wellness journey. Earlier, we spoke with her all about it. Take a look.
We love her. Help us welcome back Kim Fields.
Doing?
We're doing well now that you're here. In fact, I want to get some advice from you. As a working mom, you are constantly working. But it seems like that you're finding time to take away from show business to focus on your wellness. Why is that important to you?
Well, I think the first thing is recognizing I don't find time, because I don't know anyone who finds time. You honestly have to make an effort and create time. I even stopped saying have a nice day and create a nice day.
Ooh, I like that.
And yeah, because it's far more proactive. You've got to be so intentional in everything that we're doing nowadays. And so what I wanted to do was expand what I've been doing for my own well-being. I kept finding that other people needed that too. And so I started Refresh by KF. It started out in 2020 as a series of wellness conversations on my IG, and then it's now expanded to we're having our second wellness retreat. Taking care of ourselves shouldn't be a chore, and it's something that should be fun. It's something that should feel attainable. Not that, you know, if you're not at this certain level, you're just not going to have wellness as a part of your narrative.
Something special about your Refresh retreat is you honoring your friend and friend of our show, Leslie Jordan. Before I get to how you're honoring him, I was driving down the street the other day, and I remember his signal cut out. So we carried him over to the commercial break, and he goes, "I'm going to spin the block and come back." And I was like, I love this guy. He just, his energy and his presence. So tell us, what are you doing to honor him? He was so special.
Yes. I adore Leslie Jordan. I still do, obviously, to this very day. He was such an incredible actor and personality and human being. And he was a part of one of my Refresh conversations back in 2020, 2021. And we were talking about journaling, because that was something that Leslie did for decades to help with his own mental health and mental health awareness and well-being. But we do have a journaling lounge that we dedicated to Leslie. And so when you come to the retreats, you have your journal and you have your pen. And so that's a part of it. And that way he's just always a part of us.
Sadly, I have to bring this up. We also lost legendary sitcom producer Norman Lear in December. He produced many of the shows you were in, including Good Times, The Facts of Life. What's something special about him that makes you consider him, and in Judaism we call it like mishpacha, like actual family? What was something about him that made you feel that way?
Yeah, he was Uncle Norman to me. And a lot of it actually was based off of his wonderful, he just loved and adored my mom so much. Chip Fields, Chip Hurd, but at the time, Chip Fields, she did that wonderful and very impactful guest star on Good Times that everyone still can remember to this very day.
That respect is lovely.
All right, well, I got to ask you this. You know, I got a living single question. You know, you guys recently celebrated.
Living single questions a lot.
Yes, because it was an impactful show.
It's your Roman Empire.
Yes, including other shows.
Yeah.
You know, so you guys celebrated 30 years, and we hear that the cast has a group chat. I have yet to be invited. I'm sure it's an oversight. So I have to ask, like, what was the last thing everybody was talking about in the group chat?
You know, we actually, the very, very latest thing was Dana's birthday, because it was in March. And right before that, we were giving Erica Alexander all sorts of props for her work and all of the accolades that she received for her movie American Fiction, being at the Oscars and all of that. So we are always giving each other props, giving each other so much love and support. TC did a concert recently, so we shouted him out. They've already sent me a note saying congrats on the new episodes of Upshaw's dropping. I just love how I pretended to write this like trap song, and I started naming pretend.
Okay, all right.
But it was really about we love how you love Upshaws, because we love how everyone loves the Upshaws. I say you, girl.
I just love how you uplift everybody around you.
She has
that is
family
a
wherever
gift.
she goes.
Yeah, you're so inspirational. Thank you for joining us, Kim. DBL Nation, if you want to know more about Kim's Refresh Retreat in Stone Mountain, Georgia, Asia from June 7th through June 9th. Visit refreshretreatbykf.com. We'll be right back. Congratulations.
On everything.
Thank you.
Good to
Thank
see you again.
you.
Bye, Kim. Welcome back. We've got some great products from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out.
Steph, let's go shopping.
First up, we've got the Olympia USA 8-pocket 22-inch rolling duffel bag.
Whoa.
The bag has 8 convenient pockets as well as a large U-top opening, making it super easy to pack. This bag has more than 10,000 5-star reviews.
Ooh.
So normally this is $100.
Which isn't bad for that whole thing.
No, it's fantastic.
Right.
We've got it, Tori, for $39.99, so that's saving 60%. And all the convenient compartments, really handy.
I love that.
And what I love also is the Spa Dent Naturals Light Activated Professional Teeth Whitening Kit.
Heck yeah.
In just 1 week, you can achieve teeth that are up to 8 shades whiter.
In 1 week?
I know, it's amazing. Normally this is $70.
Yeah, these things get pricey.
We've got it for $19.99. That's saving 71%.
No more old whitening strips, baby.
Up next, we've got the Cuisinart Advantage Barley Breeze 5-piece ceramic coated knife set.
Cute.
Each knife comes with a blade guard, but this knife holder does not come with the deal.
Okay.
Cuisinart Advantage professional quality stainless steel knives have a cutting-edge, non-stick coating that will make slicing so much easier. And this set comes with a lifetime warranty.
Oh.
Normally it's $50. We have got it for just $17.99, which is saving 64%.
The color is what really makes these, and the blade guard, and of course the brand.
And then this is fantastic. It's the Lifestyle Advanced Powerhouse wireless charging speaker with an alarm clock.
I need this.
It can charge your smartphone, your smartwatch, or earbuds just by setting it on the platform.
Oh, whoa.
It's also a Bluetooth speaker. Normally, this is $100.
Yeah.
We've got it for $24.99, which is saving 75%.
Well, that's what I will be getting immediately. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag all these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even scan the QR code right on screen to take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. We've made it very easy. Thank you so much, Steph.
Tori, lots of people loving your wave. You look beautiful.
What do you mean? Should we go get a gimlet and have some fun at the races?
Now, how do they feel? See how quickly that can go?
Yeah, it went downhill
Good
pretty
sentiment.
fast.
DBL is new every day. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same place.
Tori,
Have
take
a
us
great
home.
day, everybody.
Bye there.